man, what the do y'all know about sports?
You are now listening to the Best Damn Sports Podcast. Period. Welcome back, everyone, to the What Do Women Know About Sports Podcast. I am Bree Nicole.
And I'm Vicky D.
What's up, Victoria?
What's going on?
You know, it's week probably 7 or 8 on punishment. How's it going?
I'm kind of feeling I'm ready for it to be over.
Understood.
Like I'm just kind of like I'm cool with staying at home, but
Right.
by choice. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like
I
I
get it.
can't. Yeah, I'm just tired.
Yeah.
Like
It's a bit much.
I know.
It's a
I'm
bit
getting kind of
much.
bored. This ain't the life.
It's not the life you envisioned for yourself for 2020. It's not the life.
No.
Not the life. Well, so if our listeners do not know, happy belated birthday. Your birthday was May 1st.
Yes, thank you. No, I
How
didn't
was
do
your
much.
birthday?
I had a quarantine birthday. That was the first. Hopefully the last. And so had a few people over. Not a lot.
6 feet distance, I hope.
No
6 feet apart.
6 feet, because a couple of them was my roommate. So, and then so we just had tacos. You know, my roommate cooked some little Popeyes chicken sandwiches. Shout out to Tony. You know, they was fire. But we drank, played Uno, play some music. It was good. I had fun. You know what I'm saying?
That's
I
a
had
chill
a good
little
time.
quarantine birthday. That's a little quarantine chill.
Yes.
That's what's up. So hopefully this will be the last quarantine birthday you will have.
Yeah. At least you got to enjoy your birthday, right?
In January, yes, I did.
Right. You actually, yeah. So hopefully by next year we'll be done. Cause
Hopefully,
I was looking forward to going out of town on my birthday. Like, oh,
listen, I'm trying to go out of town soon, but I doubt
I
that
need a
happens.
trip.
I doubt I go anywhere anytime soon, just because our city may reopen soon.
They said in
be out
18.
here. I'm not trying to be out here messing with Big Rona. I don't want nothing to do with her.
Big Rona, yeah. And there's a possible second wave.
Oh yeah, with these killer hornets, come on now, it's a lot.
Yeah, these hornets, yeah.
She doing the most. It's a lot. Oh, aside from it being your birthday, it was also Gianna Bryant's 14th birthday. Happy
my
birthday to her.
Yeah.
I be watching like certain things on like ESPN, Apple, whatever. I just be like, bro, like Kobe straight out here. Like, what type of crap is this?
It's still hard to believe.
I don't believe it, but it is what it is.
And then, 5 days after it was Vanessa Bryant's birthday, it's just like, goodness.
Back-to-back birthdays for that family.
But
she was surrounded by love, and she got like a lot of. So that's all that matters. As long as you're surrounded by the ones you love or the ones who love you, I'm not gonna say it makes it easier, but it helps.
Right. True.
So, well, listen, I don't know about you, but since April 19th, I believe, I have been watching The Last Dance, and it's amazing.
Yeah. We were all waiting for. I'm not sure what date it was supposed to come out. I think it's supposed to come out in June.
Yeah.
June.
It's supposed to drop at first in June.
Right. So the fact that they dropped this early was a blessing, because
pretty lit.
Everybody was on this.
So far, the first 6 episodes have aired. So they show 2 episodes per night.
Right.
So far we have seen like episodes 1 through 6, and we still have from 7 through 10 to go.
Right.
And it's pretty lit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I've been learning a lot about not just Michael Jordan, but his teammates or the people who like his coaches, the organization like head, just about like what people thought about him during that era, like what the era was like. You've been learning so much.
So here's the thing, like we were kids, like I was, let's say when they first won a championship, I was like 3, or like the second wave when they won the championships, like what, 96, I was like 8. So I've watched them since I was a little kid. So, and we never know, of course, we don't know what went on or what went on behind the scenes. Like today, like we know what's going on with like, you know, when Kobe played, like we knew what was going on when he played. We knew what was going on when LeBron played. But like MJ, like we was little kids, so we had no clue all this stuff was going on. And now to
it was
actually
no social media.
Exactly. And like to now actually see, you know, all these rivalries that was going on, and like you said, like the coaches and like the players and stuff, and MJ himself. Like it's pretty interesting to see from, you know, I'm an adult now. So yeah, it's interesting. It's living up to the hype.
It's living up to the hype. Like for me, doing the first 2 episodes, so like episodes 1 and 2, like for me, like what stood out the most, and I think like what has stood out to everybody else was the pay that Scottie Pippen got. Scottie Pippen was second, like Scottie Pippen was ranked second in a lot of things, and he was making no money. But, and I know you had a debate about this on your Facebook. That's the contract he signed. He signed that contract, and he knew they were not going to go back and negotiate it.
Yeah.
And I get why he signed it. He was trying to provide for his family at the time, all of that. But 7 years for what? Was like 18 mil? That's nothing. And you was like the second best player on that team. Like, come on.
Yeah, he was very, yeah. I mean, because I guess, you know, all the money was going toward Michael, you know what I'm saying? They had to keep him.
And they came into the league like a little bit after each other. Like, I think Mike was drafted like in 84.
83, 84, yeah.
Yeah, and then Scottie came like 85, 86. It's like he wasn't that far behind. So like it was really weird. Like I get why he took the deal. I understand like his thought behind it, his reasoning behind it, but you needed better management or a better agent to like fight for you, especially if you know your worth.
Right. Right.
There's no way I'm signing. It's no way I'm signing that deal. It's no way. It's no way I'm signing that deal. Not at all.
Yeah, I was surprised to see that. Yeah, but you know, eventually he got his money. You know, he got paid.
Yeah.
He's paid. So
he's Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, Scottie Pippen, he got
so he's paid. So what has stood out to you like so far in the documentary or in the documentary?
Like 1 through 6 so far?
Yeah, 1 through 6 so far.
Okay, so I know people okay, like I mentioned, as we were kids, you know, watching Michael Jordan, idolizing Michael Jordan, you know, we didn't know about him being like this person that people hated. Like MJ himself said, once you watch this documentary, you not saying for word, like I'm just paraphrasing. He said, if you once you watch this documentary, you're probably not gonna like me, basically. And I see why. So that was kind of.
I don't see why.
You would?
I don't see why. Like
that people won't like him?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
What's not to like?
Wow. Like that dude was something else. Like I can see why people didn't like him. Yeah. But like I said, us growing up, we didn't see that. we didn't see it. I know I did.
Even now as an adult watching this and hearing his story, I have no reason like not to like him. Like anything that he has done, it was he only wanted to play basketball. He even said on Sunday's episode, like he was like, I don't want to be a role model. I'm only here to play basketball. I never intend to be anybody's role model. And I get that some people, like when you become like goats or anything, like folks want to label you a role model, you can't give everybody that title because everybody is not going to always live up to your height. I don't see. I mean, I know that folks don't like him, and I understand that. I get it. I mean, after this documentary, that's not going to change my view of him at all. Because like he was his main goal was always just to win. That was his only thing. He only ever wanted to win. That was it.
Yeah, I get it. But I don't know what just came out. Allegedly, Michael Jordan, like they were on the plane, Michael Jordan told whoever's bringing out the food not to give Horace Grant his food because he played bad. Allegedly. I don't know if you heard that.
Hey, Horace Grant. Listen, Horace Grant had one funny moment for me. He had one funny moment.
I think I know what you're talking about.
That was it.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. When he called Isaiah and the Bad Boys.
Oh, yeah. Straight up bitches. You're right.
Yeah. But then the next week, it was kind of coming off like Horace wanted the spotlight as well, and he wasn't getting that praise. And so, like, many of them, especially Michael, thought that he was telling the media information. I wasn't there. He could have been. So I can see why there may be discord. I can see that. And Horace said he wasn't doing it. Mike think he was. Listen, it's always going to be two different sides to a story. Like, none of us know the truth. Only those people who was there know the truth. I don't have no problem with Horace. I don't have no issue with Mike. Y'all gave me good basketball.
Well, here's the thing. That whole situation, him not giving him his food, Michael Jordan would have got his ass beat. I'm just saying. You don't take food from another man's mouth. I'm just saying. Hey. You not finna do that. I don't care how bad I played. Just don't give me the ball, whatever. But you not finna take food away from me.
Don't get him the ball. Okay. Hey, and speaking of don't give me the ball. We talk about MJ being like if it's the last second on the clock and like you got the ball in your hand, like who is making that shot? It has not been Michael Jordan. It has been Paxson who has been coming up clutch.
A few games. Yes.
A few games. Listen, yes. We talk about Michael Jordan, but like let's not mention the other players on the team because Paxson has been coming up clutch in final seconds.
Yeah, so speaking of other players on the team, so like episode 3, they were mainly talking about how Phil Jackson, his acquisition to the Bulls, and how Doug Collins was like the coach before Phil from like 86 to 89. Doug Collins was the coach.
Yeah.
Then once Phil Jackson came in, Michael Jordan basically said, I wasn't a fan of Phil Jackson when he came because Doug Collins, he pretty much put the ball in his hands. When Phil Jackson came, he put it out of his hands and
made a team effort.
Phil Jackson was more like team sport.
Yep.
So,
and
him doing that, he trusted his teammates and trusted Paxson. Told him Paxson was open. Give him the ball.
Trust your teammates.
Right.
Listen, I have been saying since the beginning, basketball is a team sport. It is a team sport.
Yes.
And if you take Phil Jackson's his triangle offense, look at Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr played for this man. He runs the similar type of offense. He plays a team sport of like for the Warriors. It's a team sport.
Which Phil Jackson got that from Tex Winter.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah. No, he did. If you watched episode 3. So he learned that whole offense from him. Right. Oh, okay. So yeah.
So yeah, like it's listen, it is not a one person game. Like one person cannot win this whole game for you. You have to trust your teammates. If you don't trust your teammates, you on the wrong team.
Yeah, and yeah, like in the episode, I think I want to say Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan was saying how not like he can't win this game all by himself. He's making like 50-point games, 40-point games. You doing all that, and you're not gonna win every game making 40 and 50-point games. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? You're not always gonna win. So you gotta depend on your teammates to help you out. So
Yeah.
and he figured that out. He figured that out eventually.
Yeah.
So
and it worked in their favor.
right.
It worked. It worked for them.
And it's like
so
if Doug had stayed as their coach, do you think they would have won that many championships?
Ooh, if Doug Collins would have stayed, like what they would Michael Jordan
Because
have these 6 rings?
they made it to the finals, but they lost to the Pistons with Doug Collins.
And they lost to the Pistons with Phil Jackson too.
Well, what?
They lost to the Pistons. Yes,
no,
they did. They lost to the Pistons in '92. They came back and won it in '93, and Phil Jackson was their coach.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, I can't. That's the thing. I can't say. I'm not gonna say that MJ would. If Doug Collins was the coach, like through this was still their coach, like during that time period, I can't say if they would have the 6 rings or if Michael would have the 6 rings. He may have gotten maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe. But you never know because like the way that Doug Collins was like running his offense, his whole mindset was like get Mike the ball.
Right.
And 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 like if you only focus on one player and don't show any type of, like love to your other teammates, like you don't know what they're capable of. They can be just as great players as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm more so with I'm not saying that Doug Collins was a bad coach because I feel like Doug Collins was a part of molding the MJ that we I think he was a part of molding the MJ like that we all like know and respect of as far as like winning and going hard like each and every game. But you have to rely on your other 4 teammates on the court as well. It's not just you.
Right.
So
I agree.
it's up in the air. Another great episode for me, I think it was episode 4? 4. It could have been episode 4. Listen, Dennis Rodman is a character.
Yeah, it was definitely episode 4. They talked a little bit about him in episode 3 at the beginning when they talked about him going on vacation.
Listen.
And back for Hellas. And him being with Carmen Electra. Yeah.
Listen, he's like a funny character. Like, yeah, like, he's really funny.
The most interesting, eccentric player in the NBA at that time.
And he was pivotal to the Pistons winning like their championship and when he came to but he's a character. Like the stuff like you actually told or went to the office and told your coach, I need a vacation. Went to Vegas and came back just when you felt like it. We can just dip on our jobs like
that's the thing. Phil Jackson was cool like that.
We can just dip on our jobs like this now? Listen.
Hey, I wish I could.
I wish I could just be like, hey, see y'all when I see y'all.
And then come back and still play at that elite level.
And Dennis Rodman, I think he started to turn it around like when he knew that like Mike or his other teammates needed him as well. Because like you can tell like during like some of the footage that he just looked bored. And like I really don't understand why or I can't say why, but he just looked like he was bored, he was uninterested. Like he showed up to like practice one day in pajamas. So maybe he just was going through a phase, but he looked bored. He wasn't interested. But when he was on, he was pivotal to the game. He was
Right.
pivotal. He was pivotal to the game.
Right. Yeah, he gave it his all. I think he had like 20. Wait. Oh, I think it was like 7 games, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. That he had 20 rebounds, no points.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, dude was a beast on offense. Like,
yeah, he was.
I knew he was good, but like I mentioned, we were kids. We didn't really know that much. But
right.
like now watching him, like dude was really a beast. And also with Scottie Pippen as well, like I knew that Scottie was like second to Michael, but I didn't know like how good he actually was.
Right. Yeah, he's pretty dope. He's pretty dope. He's pretty lit, all of that. He's pretty dope. He's pretty lit, all of that. Like he was like, he's legit. Another person who was like, or another episode, I don't remember which episode it was. I think it was 5 or 6 because it just aired on Sunday. When they were talking about the Dream Team, it got me so excited only because like 2 or 3 weeks prior, I was watching like old Olympic basketball games, and I actually watched the '96 Dream Team game. So just to see like I watched the '96 Dream Team game like 3 or 4 weeks ago on
or
TV.
92?
The 92, sorry.
Okay, I'm like, what?
Yeah, I watched it like a couple of weeks ago on TV, and so just to see like the behind the scenes part of it, it was dope. Right. And I have read about how Mike was not trying to wear the Reebok logo. I had read about that a while ago, like years and years back. But to hear them speak about it, and just to hear him, or to know why the flag was over his jacket, I understood. Like he was so committed to Nike that he just was not trying to wear anybody else's logo at all.
Right.
I bet Reebok was pissed. Like we had to, man, the greatest player not trying to show our logo. Listen, he don't like y'all. He don't like y'all.
But in episode 5, you know, they started off with the in memory of Kobe Bryant.
It was a good episode.
I was just like, oh my God, I'm finna get emotional these next 2 hours. I was close. I was getting there. I was just like, oh my God. And then to see him being interviewed, I'm just like, and then for him to be like, pretty much let everybody know that MJ was better than him. You know what I'm saying? Because he learned from him. So,
yeah. But just to see him, or at the beginning, MJ started like trash talking Mike like in the dressing room during the All-Star, like he was like this little Laker boy,
right?
Woo! I was like, this is gonna be pretty lit. But you can see their evolution, like from that moment and then to Mike speaking at his memorial service. Like,
yeah,
hey, it came full circle. Like, hey, that was like lil' bro. So yeah, the All-Star game with Kobe and Mike, it was just full circle. Just to go from seeing Mike talking trash to Kobe and Kobe talking trash to him, and then to see like Mike speaking at Kobe's memorial, it was full circle. I was really emotional. I was like, I ain't trying to cry watching this documentary. Let's just speed this on up, because like it was a good moment. It was a good moment.
Right.
Man.
So I got a question. Like, I think this was in episode 1 or 2, but they were talking about how Michael Jordan almost signed with Adidas. 3 strikes.
Oh, that was this past week. That was 5 or 6.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, that was this past week.
You sure? It sure was. Okay. Sorry, y'all. It was episode either 5 or 6. Yeah, and they were talking about MJ possibly signing with Adidas.
Listen, so
that would have been interesting.
Air Jordan Adidas. Come on, like let's be serious. Let's be serious. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. No. And what's funny is that like during that era, like Converse was the shoe for basketball stars. Converse.
Right.
So his agent, like who had picked him up when he was still at UNC, he came and was trying to get him with Adidas. Adidas liked Mike. They liked him, but they said we don't want to sign a contract with you. And I think it was because he wasn't as well known. So his agent was like, well, like let's go to Nike. And during that time period, I think Nike was more so known for like track and field, and they were still like up and coming. He was not going to take the meeting. He was not going to the meeting. His mama had to make him go to the meeting. Like, and it was a good thing because you went to this meeting, signed this big old contract with Nike, and now look at you got 23 different shoes.
Yeah. See, better listen to your mama.
Listen, mama knows best. And Mother's Day is on Sunday. Mother's Day is on Sunday. Mama know best. Like you was legit finna not go to this meeting because you wanted like the contract with Adidas. Really?
Because he liked Adidas. He liked Adidas.
I wonder whoever was. So, question for you: whoever was on the team at the time for Adidas who said we're not finna give him this contract, do you think they feel stupid?
Of course, they probably do.
Because listen, Air Jordans are a hot commodity.
If you had to choose 3 stripes for the check.
Yeah, I recently just purchased my first pair of ones. I have never had a pair of ones. I just bought my first
Really?
pair. Yeah, I just bought I mean, I've had other numbers. My favorite number is 4. But I just bought my first pair of ones.
Okay.
I'm still trying to be like Mike, you know? I'm still trying to be like Mike, you know? But I thought that was pretty interesting how he was not trying to go to the meeting and that his mama had to be his voice of reason.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that weird?
Yeah. So now we got to get to the juicy stuff. We got to get to... Well, we can talk about that. So, do you think... I don't think MJ had a gambling... Well... I don't think he had a gambling problem. Otherwise, he would have been broke.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I think, like he said, he's just competitive, and he just like to bet all the time.
Yeah, like he was betting with security guards.
You're right, playing quarters or whatever they was playing. But I don't know if he. Oh, and why the dude he was playing that game with? Why people say he looked like the character from Martin, Bob the accountant?
He do.
Bob from marketing.
Look just like Bob from marketing.
That is hilarious.
Look just like him.
But yeah, I thought that was funny. But I don't know if he had that much money, people was talking about him gambling. Yeah. But I don't think he had a problem for real. I know people who like to gamble just for fun, but they're not like addicted to it to the point where they lose their everything.
House, yeah. But, I get what you're saying.
They just like to do it for fun. Yeah. Not to the extent that. Huh?
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I don't think it was that serious.
Right.
I don't. Right. And then when they were trying to say that he had went gambling the night before a playoff game with his dad.
Oh, to Magic City?
That's why he was tired. It's not that. I don't think it was that big of a deal. It wasn't that deep.
Was it Magic City he went to?
They went to Atlantic City.
Oh, Atlantic City. Okay.
I think, and here's the thing, and I always say this. I feel like the media is always going to spin whatever story in a negative light. The media only portrays negativity. They never show a lot of positive stuff. I mean, even then, even now. So the slightest infraction, they're gonna take that and run with it, and that's exactly what they did.
And so he had to go on himself and set the record straight, in his shades or whatever. Let the world know that he ain't no like the game, right? He just like the gamble. The heck,
Yeah.
he can do what he wants as long as that night that he went to Atlantic City, he still came back and won. Like, if he want to go to freaking Atlantic City, he can. As long as he come in and get his job done, that's all that matters.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't think it was that deep, that big of a deal.
They just need to find something. He was like the golden child of the NBA, and they just need to find something negative on him. You know.
Yeah.
Make him in the bag.
And before we get to the other juicy stuff, I have a correction. You were right. The Bulls won. They won the championships from 91 to 93. So in 92, the last time they lost to the Pistons was in 1990. But it was 1990. They I don't know if Phil Jackson was the coach or if he was still
Phil Jackson was the coach. He came in, I think, in 89.
So Phil Jackson was the coach like the last time they lost. Okay. Correct?
I can't remember.
I think they were.
But I know they lost to the Pistons 2 years in a row. So that time because the time after they lost to them that second time, they played them again in the Eastern Conference Finals. And
yeah, that's right.
They ended up winning under Phil. So I think the last time they lost, it was under Doug Collins.
Okay.
Right.
So correction, peeps. Correction.
Right.
Because I just thought about that. I just realized like they won 3 in a row twice, from 91 to 93 and then 96 to 98. I just thought about that. So what is your other juicy topic if it's not the gambling scenario?
Okay, so we gotta talk about the Dirty Pistons, okay, the bad boys at NBA at the time. We gotta talk about hating ass Isaiah Thomas.
He needs some milk.
Okay. Let's get with it.
He needs some milk. Listen, let me tell you something. I read an article before that episode aired. The article, or it was a video of Isaiah Thomas, or it was Isaiah Thomas made a statement, and he said that if Michael Jordan played in today's era with LeBron James and Kevin Durant, he would not be the greatest of all times. Sir, when people think of the greatest of all times, like, your name is never brought up in that conversation. So why are you even commenting? And as much as he wants us, I do not care if the last time the Pistons played the Celtics and the Celtics left the floor and did not shake their hands. If both times y'all beat the Bulls, if they stayed and shook your hand, you give them that same respect. Y'all did not, and you are a sore loser. To this day, you will always be a sore loser. I don't care what the Pistons did when you played them and they won, and then you won the next 2. I don't care what happened. My thing is, like, when you played against the Bulls and y'all beat them twice in a row, they stayed and shook y'all hands. But then when they beat you, you don't give them that same respect. You are a sore loser, and I do not respect it.
Obviously.
He needs some milk.
He just hating. Like, he's a natural born hater. Like, I never liked that dude.
And what did Horace call him? And what did Horace call them?
Yeah, I know. Called them straight up bitches, because they were.
This only, Because, like, let's be honest. Like, okay, so everybody knows the Pistons were the bad boys. They played dirty, all of that. So even through all of that and y'all beating them up on the floor, y'all won, they stayed and shook y'all hand. That's the respect factor.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as y'all come up in defeat, you finna leave the floor. You leaving the floor. For what?
Yeah. They walk right past they bench, bruh. Walk right past the bench. Didn't say nothing. I'm like, that's what y'all get.
Trash.
Y'all get.
And then what's funny is that, like, John Sally, he then becomes a member of the Bulls and wins a championship with Mike. I wouldn't even want you on my team because, like, when I played you then, like, you ain't shake my hand.
Hey.
I wouldn't even want you on my team, sir. But
I mean, you can say the same thing. You can say the same about Dennis Rodman.
True. But I will say that it wasn't more so them. It was more so Isaiah Thomas and whoever the one
and
dude
the other dude. I can't think of his name, but the other dude too.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name. But yeah, he was the first one that was like, I'm not shaking nobody's hand. I can't think of his name.
Just being a hater. Being a hater. Just being a hater. Downright hater. You need some milk. And I'm so glad that Mike, I think on this past week episode, Mike made the statement. Like, he was like, I may not like Isaiah Thomas. I probably still don't, but I respect him.
No, he said he don't.
Player.
He doesn't. You don't like him?
Yeah. He doesn't like him, but he respects his game as a player, because he was saying that in reference to people thinking that Michael Jordan had a say-so in him not being on the Dream Team. If you look at who was on the Dream Team, Isaiah Thomas had issues with a lot of other players. It wasn't just Mike. A lot of those players was not trying to play with him. And do you think that if he was on that team, like, would it have been the same outcome? They had such great camaraderie together.
But they put it all on Mike, obviously, because Mike was outspoken with it. Like, yeah, I don't like that dude. So, of course, they're going to put it on him. Him not being on the team didn't make no difference at all.
It did.
So, he was not really needed, honestly.
Sorry.
Because they were pushing these teams. So... Yeah. It wouldn't have made a difference. You got MJ, you got Michael. I mean, you got MJ, you got Magic, you got Larry Bird, Scottie Pippen.
You have like Patrick Ewing, like you got other people who
Patrick Ewing, right?
Yeah, like
we didn't need we didn't need, and we didn't need that energy because you know you was gonna bring it.
It's positive vibes.
That bad energy, right?
It's positive vibes. Sorry.
In the practice, they probably would have got into it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nah,
he needs some milk. He a bird. He needs some milk. Like, his whole comment, like, when I read the article, and he was like, if Mike was to play in today's era against, like, LeBron and KD, like, he wouldn't be greatest of all time. Why are you even making these statements? Like,
first of all, different generation, so obviously the game's gonna be different. So...
a different era. It's a different style of play. The players now are way softer. Way soft. They cry over a little touch. So like my whole thing is like, why are you even making these comments? Like, and then what really made me mad, and I just keep saying it, was that, like, he was trying to really like justify the whole like not shaking their hand thing because the Celtics had did it to them. This has nothing to do with the Celtics. This is about you in this game currently, in that moment. You deliberately did not shake their hand. That's going to always be, I feel like when people like speak of you and speak of you as a player, that's going to be like a part of the conversation. You being a sore loser. It's not going to be about your championships or about you being a great point guard. It's going to be about you being a sore loser and needing some milk. He needs some milk. Because he sucks. I do not like Isaiah Thomas. I don't like when he commentates, I be like, who asked? I don't like him. I don't. He is not on my list of being like great players. I'm sorry.
I mean, he probably was a great player, but his attitude.
His attitude is horrible. He's a horrible. I don't like that. So let's talk about. So I know you saw this past week's episode, and I think it was episode. I'm not sure if it was 5 or 6, but they mentioned how Mike at this time was at the height of his career, right? And in his home state, it was a political campaign going between two different people, and one was a white man who was more so, you know, at the time probably really racist, and then the other man was a black man.
Ain't no problem. He was.
and Mike made the statement that Republicans buy Jordans too. So how do you feel about that, and how do you think like he should have handled that differently?
I feel like he should have spoke out, especially this is your hometown. Of course, he gave money, but that's nothing.
Yeah,
your voice probably could have made a difference in dude winning, the black dude winning. I can't think of it, but yeah.
So do you think Mike should have like came out and said like, "Oh, I'm going to endorse him"?
Yeah, I mean, I think Michael was more worried about the money. You know what I'm saying? Him losing sponsors or whatever. He was more worried about that than like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
The
I get
stuff
what you're
that
saying.
should
I definitely
because
get it.
they brought up Muhammad Ali and how he was like an activist and he spoke out against, you know, racism and all that stuff. But when it came to Michael Jordan, even Obama was like he should have spoke out. Like,
yeah. And I definitely get it. I get it. I definitely get it. I understand it. But I'm gonna play devil's advocate. If that's not you, or if that has never been you, if you have never, if that wasn't him at the time, and maybe now he probably feels differently about it now because he's thinking about it. He's probably he's much older now. But if that wasn't him at that time, and he probably felt like that's not me. I'm just gonna send some money like to the campaign. I'm not one to like speak out. I'm not really political. Like,
you ain't gotta be political. Just speak out on what's right. You ain't gotta be no dang on politician to speak out about what's right. LeBron do it. What's the difference?
But that's what I'm saying now. It's a big deal now, and maybe
it's
for
not
him,
a big deal now. It was a big deal back then
deal, but
too. What makes it different now,
prevalent.
though?
It's more prevalent
but what makes
now.
what make racism been happening for years? What makes it different from now till in the 90s? Ain't no difference.
Social media is a big deal.
It ain't no difference. It's that crap was still going on back then, obviously.
But think about the person you're talking about. It probably wasn't in his character. It probably still isn't in his character.
It probably wasn't, but he should have. And a lot of people feel that way. That's why most people don't like him because of that. Especially black people. They don't like him because of that. Of course,
like him for that reason.
Well,
only because like I can't fault you for like if that's your prerogative, that's gonna be your prerogative. I can't make you change your mind. I can't make you think differently. I can only tell you like I can only tell you like what I want you to do. I cannot make you do it.
Obviously. But I'm just saying he could have spoken out more.
He could have, but then he also made the statement like his only goal at the time, or his only thing at the time, and I said it earlier, was he only wanted to play basketball. Like he didn't care about anything else. So maybe to him, like this wasn't nothing for him to be caring about. Like he only wanted to play basketball.
Which is kind of sad, though. Kind of sad. If you think about it.
Yeah, like thinking about it, if that was your only mindset was just to play basketball and win games, hey, what was you going through in life, sir?
I don't know, but and like you mentioned about him being older or whatever, he don't really talk about it now. He probably has done stuff. He probably has done stuff under the table, but as far as like speaking out, he still don't do that. But I don't know. I mean, you said, maybe it's just him, but
it's probably just him. A lot of people don't speak out as long as they feel like I can help behind the scenes. I'm okay with it. Like you don't have to know what I do. Some people probably think like that.
But with him being this big international, I know what you're trying to say, but him being this whole international athlete, I know, but I'm just saying, like, him speaking out could have helped. You know what I'm saying? If
maybe not. And I get what you're saying. I'm just playing devil's advocate, but we can't. It's just because like that's probably what like I guess like we may have wanted, or people in the hometown may have wanted. Just because like you may have wanted it, It doesn't
I know. I get
always
it.
happen the way we want things. So, and
No,
it's
no, I
probably
get
just
it.
him.
I get it.
It's probably just him as a person. He's probably always been like that. And I think and if you remember in the very first episode, like he mentioned the like he was always trying to be better than his brother, I believe. I'm sure he is probably, or he probably was still facing that, doing whatever he was going through in any struggles. He always felt like, I'm trying not to be second best. And like to the world, like you are the best. But that's probably just not his character, and it's sad to say that's probably just not who Michael Jordan is.
Yeah, I mean, probably ain't, but I'm just saying his voice could have helped. But I mean, that's neither here nor there. Yeah. Whatever.
I mean,
like I'm telling you,
dislike him.
but like I'm telling you, that's why that's one of the reasons why people do not like him.
A lot of people still like him. They buy
I know,
shoes.
But
hey, they buy his shoes. I mean, if you're gonna dislike him like for whatever reason you pick, that's just not my reason. I don't dislike Michael Jordan. I feel like he to me is gonna always be one of the greatest of all times.
We're not disputing that. That's not what we're talking about. We're not disputing that.
But fact. You don't. But like a few people, like some people, like when they discuss him and they point out the things they don't like about him, they bring that into the conversation. Like they say this makes him not.
Which is a good reason. That's a good reason, because it's like you don't care about what happens in the Black community. It's like you don't care.
Listen, I don't care about people's lives. Listen, outside of what your job is, I don't care what you're doing. I don't. So listen. So for me personally, if Stephen Curry, if Stephen Curry was not who he was on the court, if Steph Curry was like outside the court, like outside killing bunny rabbits, I would not care. I wouldn't. I only care about what you do on the court, like while I watch for 48 minutes. If you outside in your backyard and you out there killing bunny rabbits and you killing that's not my business.
What if he killing human beings? Now what?
Hey, Jeff. Hey, now that's different.
Hey, what? Hey. Now what?
Hey, R. Kelly is a great example. Listen, his music, it will always be his music. His personal life, that's something different. So for me, I'm one of those people where I can separate their personal life, like from whatever their career is. I don't care what you do in your life, as long as it's not as long as it's not really like affecting people. Or Kelly was affecting people, but hey, his music was a hit. Ain't got nothing to do with me. I mean, I'm not supporting Robert right now. Listen, I can't support Robert at the time, but hey, that's two separate Roberts. The music was R. Kelly. This man over here was Robert. I don't know Robert. I know R. Kelly. It's a difference. So for me, with Michael Jordan in basketball, MJ is the basketball player. Michael needs to go to counseling. Hey, it's a difference. I'm just saying, like, if Stephen Curry was outside his backyard, him and Aisha, and they was out there killing bunny rabbits, hey, that's Wardell. I see Steph on the court. Two different people.
Wow. Whatever, dude.
And for some people, like,
if Obama himself is saying he needs to speak out, I'm just saying.
Hey, Barack not perfect either, and I love Barack. That is my guy. But who are we to judge somebody? I can't judge you for your actions. It happened. We cannot reverse time.
You know, but look, what I'm trying to get you to understand is nobody is judging. We just saying he should have spoke out. That's all we trying to say.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. He did not. He did not.
Okay, we gonna leave it at that.
Spoke out. It may not have changed anything.
But it may have. You never know. How would you know?
Either. And how would you know?
Okay then. So we just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah. Hey, we
just gonna leave it at that. But it may have helped. Is all I'm saying. All I'm saying. I'm just saying.
And I don't know. And just because it's your hometown, you supposed to like support them? Not necessarily.
But necessarily.
Because listen, if I hit a lick, you think I'm gonna be like, let me support St. Louis? I don't know. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
That's it. See, be quiet. Be quiet.
But that's me. That's me. I'm not Michael Jordan. That's me. I'm not Michael Jordan. That's me. Two different people, two different characters. That's in my character. That's not in his character.
All right, man. All right.
I mean, hey, great guy. I can see why people don't like him, but listen, people don't like everybody. So I mean, it's
but
been
people,
really.
but people are actually seeing the true Michael Jordan, and people got stories about dude that ain't good. So, and like I said, by watching this documentary, I could definitely see why people just do not like Michael Jordan. Like, he ain't this dude everybody think he is.
And that's the thing, like he never wanted to be that dude. Like he said, I never set out to be a role model. I set out to just play basketball. That's what he came and did.
We get all that. But you got people But I'm saying is you got people that idolize this dude. Everybody likes Michael Jordan, okay? But
that's the thing. You don't supposed to idolize people. Don't idolize me.
But you got people that still do.
Listen, don't idolize me, and tell your kids that too. Don't idolize me. I'm not trying to be a role model. I'm just trying to live my life the way that I want to live.
Celebrities may not want to be a role model, which I 100% agree with. Like I don't want to be nobody's role model, but you're in a position. You are a celebrity, like it or not. You gonna be a role model to somebody.
Nope.
No. You are.
No.
Somebody's gonna breathe. Can I explain, please? Can I explain?
No. You can, but I don't agree with that.
No, for real. You may not want to be a role model to somebody, but somebody's going to see you as a role model, like it or not. Like it or not. Somebody's going to see you as a role model. But, like I said, I wouldn't agree with the fact that I wouldn't want to be nobody's role model either. But you got to understand that people going to see you as a role model. That's just how it is. You're a celebrity. You in that limelight. Obviously.
No, I don't agree with that. Just because I'm a celebrity.
No, it's not about agreeing. It's true. It's not about agreeing with it. It's true. It's true.
And which it should not be. Just because you
see me on TV, but it
is. I don't agree with that. Just because a person is a celebrity and you see them on TV and you think like, oh, they doing so great, that does not mean they should be your role model. You have to no.
Bree, you act like when you was a kid, you ain't had a role model growing up.
My mom, I never but besides my family, I couldn't even tell you what celebrity I wrote about or a person who was famous. Cause no, I don't have those.
Okay, all right.
I don't, and it could be because of like my family dynamic and coming from a family who is very Christian and God fearing. I learned from a young age that like I don't idolize anybody because they are not God. I'm not doing that. There's certain people who I love, but like I'm not out here being like I want to be like no.
But Bree, you gotta look at somebody else's shoes who ain't had a God-fearing life like you, who look at celebrities.
Hey,
like it's not the fact that you agreeing or not. It's just the simple fact that it's true. Okay.
For you, so for me, I don't see it that way. I see it completely different.
All right.
So for me, I just don't see it like that. I just don't see that just because like Boo Boo the Fool is on TV, they can be somebody's role model. I don't see that. I don't. But hey,
and I'll be honest, it's celebrities that I look up to. Obviously, yeah, it's celebrities that I look up to. So, you know.
I mean, I thought Oprah was dope, but hey, keyword was thought. I no longer do.
But you did though. That's what I was trying to get at. Thank you. You proved my point.
I thought she was dope. I never said I wanted to be like her.
But you was inspired by her.
I know, just because she had money, that was probably it. But I wasn't trying to be like Oprah.
But I'm okay. That's you though. But I'm trying to get you to understand it's other people. Okay, I'm not. That's you. I'm talking about other people, other kids who idolize this dude. Okay, that's what I'm trying to get you to understand. See, you not trying to look at it on that end. You not trying to look at it on that end.
Because to me, I think that's asinine. But that's
can we play devil's advocate, please?
I did already. I've been in devil's
advocate. I'm talking about with this topic. I ain't talking about that other topic. I'm talking about with this topic.
I just don't feel that just because
I get
Michael Jordan.
I get that part.
So what's the devil's advocate about? Because just because he was great, that doesn't mean he had to do X, Y, and Z. Just because like you feel he should have.
I'm not saying that. That's what you're not listening. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I just told you you're not listening. So what I said was, we know Michael Jordan did not want to be a role model. Some celebrities don't want to be a role model, but because you are in that limelight, there's gonna be people. See, you're not letting me talk. Can I talk, please?
You said that. That's what I don't agree with. I'm not getting just because you're in the just because like you're in this light, you should be no. I don't agree with it at all. But that's me.
No, okay. We gonna leave it at that.
Because I do not agree with it. That'll be like me saying just because Chris is in a famous light, he is Betsy Sue's or Mary Ann's like role model just because he's a celebrity. No offense.
We know that though. But the fact that people are still going to look at him as a role model, he may not want to be, but because you chose to live that life, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen regardless if you want to be a role model or not. You're in that limelight. If I was to be a freaking singer or movie star, I wouldn't want to be nobody role model, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna be kids that's gonna look up to me, whether or not I like it or not. That's not even you agreeing. It's just a fact. It's a fact.
It's an opinion. It's not a fact. I think it's an opinion.
All right. Well, we gonna leave it at that because
that's just me.
We got 2 different views on that.
That's just me because I really do feel differently about that. Anyway, this was great. If you have not seen the first 6 episodes, please be sure to check it out. They should be streaming on the ESPN app. They should, the first 6.
Or they're gonna replay it on TV on ESPN.
Yeah, cause like my one friend watched 5 and 6 yesterday. She didn't even watch the first 4. She just watched 5 and 6 yesterday. She's starting off wrong. She's starting off her whole day wrong. And Sunday is Mother's Day, so happy early Mother's Day to all the mothers. Yeah,
if you're watching this on Monday or Tuesday, I hope you had a good Mother's Day.
Yeah, and it could be a mommy of a pet or children. You know, happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. And by the time this episode drop, I believe episode 7 and 8 of the Last Dance will have already premiered. So please be sure to watch it if you have not, because it's going to be another wild one.
Yeah,
it's going to be a good one. As always, I am Bree Nicole,
and I'm Vicky D.
We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Hey man, what the do y'all know about sports?